Long ago, in the rich and fertile lands near the great baobab forest, there was a village called Ondili. The people of Ondili lived close to the earth. They grew millet and cassava, raised goats and chickens, and sang songs to greet the rising sun. Their lives followed the rhythms of the rivers and the seasons, and they believed that every leader was chosen by the ancestors, crowned not only by gold but by the blessing of the land itself. In those days, the kingdom of Baraza ruled over many villages, including Ondili. When the old king fell ill from a river fever and died, the elders looked to his daughter, Ao, to take the stool of leadership. Ao was a woman unlike any other. She had skin the color of rich soil after rain, and her eyes were sharp and clear, like the first star at dusk. Even as a child, she had been stronger and wiser than the boys her age, outrunning them in harvest races and winning wrestling contests with laughter on her lips. When the time came for her coronation, the entire kingdom gathered at Ondili's great square. The drums boomed like thunder across the plains. The griots sang the old songs. The women prepared great pots of groundnut stew and roasted goat, and the children wove crowns of wildflowers, tossing them into the air. It was to be a day of celebration, a day to welcome a new queen. At the center of it all stood the sacred stool, and beside it, the golden crown, a heavy circle of shining metal passed down from one ruler to another. It was said that no one could be called queen or king without it, for it carried the power of all those who ruled before. But when Ao stepped into the circle, a hush fell over the people. She wore a robe woven with the deep blues of the river and the burning gold of the sun. Her shoulders were straight, her gaze unshaken. Yet her head was bare. She wore no crown. The elders looked among themselves, troubled. The chief priest, wrapped in a leopard skin, stepped forward and demanded, "Where is your crown, Ao?" The people leaned forward to hear her reply. Ao spoke clearly, her voice carrying across the square, "I will not wear the crown." Shock rippled through the crowd. Never in living memory had a ruler refused the sacred crown. The villagers murmured among themselves, confusion and anger growing. The chief priest asked again, "Without the crown, how will you be queen?" And Ao answered, "The land is broken. The rivers are poisoned by old wars, the fields are soaked with the tears of widows and orphans. How can I wear a crown of gold when the people are still bowed under the weight of sorrow? I will earn my crown not by inheritance, but by healing what has been torn apart." Some of the elders grew angry. Some accused her of pride. But Ao stood firm, and knelt before the sacred fig tree to take the oath of the ancestors, without the crown. Many believed she would not last even a season. They were wrong. Queen Ao did not sit on the high stool in the palace all day. Instead, she walked the fields with the farmers, learning which parts of the soil had gone barren. She sat with the widows grinding millet under the moon, asking what their families needed to survive. She ate from the same pots as the common folk, her feet dusty from the village paths. She forbade the warriors from raiding neighboring villages and sent messengers of peace instead of swords. She reopened the old shrines where people once gave thanks before harvests, inviting the forgotten spirits back into the life of the kingdom. And she called upon the weavers, the fishermen, the midwives, and the drummers, reminding them that it was not warriors alone who made a kingdom strong, but every hand that worked and every heart that dreamed. Seasons passed. The rivers began to run clear again. The children who once played at war now raced goats through the mango groves. The fields, once filled with bones, turned green with millet and maize. The people who once whispered against Ao now praised her. They called her Ao wa Allah, Ao of the land. One year, after the great rains had blessed the earth and the granaries overflowed with yams, an old woman named Mama Ebel came to the village square. Blind from age but wise beyond any seer, Mama Ebel ordered the golden crown to be brought from the shrine where it had gathered dust. With trembling hands, she placed the crown at Ao's feet. "You have earned this," she said. "You have done what no gold could do. You have crowned the people, and in doing so, crowned yourself." The villagers held their breath, waiting to see if Ao would finally lift the crown to her head. But Ao only smiled, a smile deep and strong as the roots of the oldest tree, and said, "My true crown is heavier than gold. It is carried in the hearts of my people." And so, the golden crown remained at the foot of the sacred fig tree, a symbol and a reminder. From that day forward, the people of Ondili taught their children, "Let your deeds be your crown, and your heart be your throne." And to this day, when the rain falls gently on the red earth, the elders say it is Queen Eo's blessing. Falling on the land she ruled without a crown, and with greater glory than any queen before her.